Wings of the Eagle exists to unify and help everyone through the three great controversies of our time: the end-time scriptures, Israel, and the unseen realm. Whatever UFOs or UAPs are, and whoever is behind them, is somehow a part of this unseen world. So we are committed to learning and educating as many as possible about what is really happening. The only way we can do this is together. Please give whatever you can now at wingsoftheeagle.com/donate.
You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me.
Hey, welcome back. This is Unsealed, official podcast of Wings of the Eagle. Christopher Manti is me. You can find me on Twitter, the X platform, at MANTEI4, MANTEI4. And you can find out everything that we do at wingsoftheeagle.com. Hit the donate page there if you can, please. We are brought to you by your offerings and gifts only. No other support. No Elon Musk here. Sorry, apparently you have to pay him and his company. But anyways, brought to you by you, so please share this. You hit the share button right now, whether you are on YouTube or the X platform, Facebook, even Instagram. Yep, we're live streaming on Instagram right now. Please say hello there. Please ask whatever you want. Make a comment, question, express a concern, what have you, throughout our time here. We do have the audio version, of course, on Spotify and everywhere else. Wherever you get the podcast that you like, go ahead and find it, get it, and we love you just the same. You just can't interact with us live if you're participating that way, but that is okay. You can definitely still share that, tell someone else about it. Yes. Wings of the Eagle is pretty cool. We talk about the end times, we talk about Israel, we talk about the unseen realm and the UFO issue, which falls into that as well. So, of course, if you are following along, we had just had an election here in America, and we don't know if you know that, but we did. And hey there, my sister's checking in. A bond servant's trying to dig out of the snow there in her neck of the woods, and Tyrannosaurus was up. She's checking in from the X file. Can't believe I never said that before. Right, so we just had an election, and we did a little bonus podcasting last week, just giving some input on that and what Christians should do, or at least think about as they go to the polls or not. And hopefully that didn't rub anyone too bad. And of course, I did vote myself on Tuesday because I wanted to, not because I had to, not because it would make me unchristian if I didn't. But anyway, so that happened, and I made a little follow-up video on that, and I wrote in for president because I couldn't vote for the two that were there. And of course, I went down ballot as well. Point is, we had an election, and the country decided, and they decided that the presidency and the Senate, maybe, well, the House is already Republican controlled. So I don't know if that's going to be affected or not, but for sure it's because that's not done yet, counting the victors there. But the Senate and the White House are now Republican controlled, or not now, but will be in January 20th. The president takes the oath of office, and the transition completes from the previous elected officials to the next. So what we are in now is the period between the election itself, when the choice is made, and when the actual new crop takes office. That is called the lame duck period. Lame duck period or session, lame duck session. I guess I could have looked up where that expression came from, what exactly it means, but it's been around for a while. Basically, it just means like now, Joe Biden is the president. Believe it or not, he still is. We haven't talked about him in about 6 months because he was going to be out no matter what in January. 6 months ago, he thought he was going to be around for 4 more years. And then he said, well, okay, I won't be, but my VP will. And anyways, so I think this is a surprising, a shocking situation for them. And not only the White House, but the Senate. So what you're going to have is a new a uniparty. Okay, you're going to have one party control over all the executive and legislative branches. And Supreme Court, if you want to look at it that way. That's usually not good for the country. But just generally, either party. But the ones in there now, the ones who just got kicked, right, until January, the end of January, you still have a Democratic, you have Biden in the White House, and you have a Democratic Senate, controlled Senate. So they still govern. It's not like okay, November 6th, everyone out. They're still there to the January. So this lame duck period, November, December, and January, basically, 2 months and a half or whatever, is a very important time. It's not just, oh, well, let's just, go through the motions and don't do anything of consequence. Well, you can. And maybe you should. Because if just from a partisan view, and I don't want anyone here listening to have a partisan view anymore. Okay, just enough. This disclosure, this UFO issue, this hiding and this lying and this stealing money and this secret government stuff got to end. And so my view is it seems like most folks are just zooming right over and say, well, I guess the disclosure president is going to have to be Donald Trump. Well, no, it doesn't. Doesn't have to be. He's not there yet. Biden's still in office. It could be him. He's 80 years old. He's doesn't care much really about anything other than, right? He doesn't have to win an election anymore. He doesn't even have to support anyone else winning an election. It's already over. He's never going to run for anything again. This whole generation is over. Him being the Cold Warrior. Trump's actually the same age almost, but he's not what you would call the Cold War generation. So this way of looking at the world is ending. And so what they're really afraid of or worried about is an unchecked Donald Trump presidency, which it will be. So if they're really concerned about that, leave a legacy. That's why I'm calling this leaving a lame duck legacy. Leave a legacy of getting the secrets out. You're really about transparency. You're really about honest government. You're really about being straight with the people. This is all Democratic talking points, right? Your money's being spent wisely. It's not being stolen from you. We're going to reveal corruption. These are all very Democrat type of things, right? So you hear from them a lot. So let's do it. Don't do it, Joe. Do it. Okay. So I want you out there to not look at this in a partisan way, but if you really think and like I told y'all for weeks and months now, whoever wins the election it doesn't matter because it's not the biggest issue. Bigger than Trump, Harris, Biden, or anything is this issue, the real deep state, which is the UFO cover-up. So who's going to tell the truth about it? Who's going to spill the beans? Now, I'm not saying it's the only component. A lot of people are like, oh, well, why are you waiting on government to disclose this or that or the White House speech or whatever? It's not the only component, but it is one. And it's only going to happen when they feel pressure from you. It's not a TV show where we just turn it on. Oh, what's the latest episode of White House Today? And oh, look at that. They talked about the UFOs now. Oh, they're actually coming out with it. You think that's just going to happen? Look, it's either because of you doing it, you putting the pressure on, or another country doing it and putting the pressure on, or where the intelligence behind the UFOs does it. So which do you prefer? And frankly, you're going to have a role in it anyways. Even if it does come out from one of those other ways, you can't just sit this one out, right? Oh, Brother Mokel, what is up from the other side of the globe? And everyone at Wings of the Eagle, thank you. Everyone watching, please feel free to say hello. I see you all out there. Just say hi. Share it, please. Tell someone else about it. Okay? Anyway, so leaving this legacy is a big deal, and you can do it. Don't just assume, let's just wait till January, see what happens with the next guy. No, do it now. We have a huge mega hearing here happening in 6 days. And it was very intentionally put on after the election. I get it. By Nancy Mace and the crew, what you would call the UAP caucus, which is like an unofficial caucus. But they all won their elections because, the House of Representatives every 2 years is up. You get reelected every 2 years. And so they were all on the ballot this week too, and they all won. Right and left. Matt Gaetz, AOC, the Nancy Mace, Tim Burchett, all of them. Even though they're despised by the other side, their people in their district said, yes, please. We want more of this. And the most important thing any of those names that I just mentioned can do is this. Now, they might not be leaving, by the way. I guess it's still mathematically possible that the Democrats get the House, but I don't think so. But the point is, do it now. You waited till after the election because you want to put that first. Okay, mistake. That was dumb. It was dumb. But maybe you thought if you talked about this, you're going to lose support and you're not going to even be back at all next year. I think that's weak and cowardly, but fine. It is weak and cowardly, but fine. Okay, so we're here now. You won. Okay, your boys, the Burchetts of the world and the Gateses and all that, y'all won. So what are we going to do about it now? We have a hearing in 6 days. I will be there. I mean, I'll be in DC. I'll be outside the building. I don't think I'm getting in. But it'll be in the same. We just got official announcement from the House committees that are hosting it, that where it'll be, which is in the same room that the David Grush hearing was in last year. So same place, same very limited amount of seats. But it will be, of course, on C-SPAN, and any decent news organization will carry it. So it will be live. We do not know. I would advise you to not assume that anyone is going to be a speaker there, other than was Tim Gallaudet confirmed, perhaps. But that's it. I wouldn't hear anything else right now. Yes, who you're going to hear from is going to be important and meaningful, and what they're going to say obviously is meaningful, and they're going to hopefully, and have said kind of like this, that there will be new people that you never heard of before, revealing stuff that you never heard before. So this is all good, right? Again. So this is a major thing. It's happening in 6 days. You've got still almost 3 months before the new crop comes in. So you can affect this disclosure and whatever you want to call it now. You can do something now. You can come to DC, meet me if you want. If you're nearby or whatever, next week. Some people are coming in the whole week. Some folks are flying in the day before and leaving the day after. And if you're not in America, by the way, I'm not talking about you, but you got to keep your pressure on too, and don't assume it's just going to happen. It's not magically going to happen. You have to be involved. So we are in this session called a lame duck. Yes, it's wild, but let's just crow, and we're talking about somebody birds, your ducks and crows. Don't crow over Biden. Ha ha ha, he's an old man and he lost, or ha ha, Harris lost, or oh, the world is over, Trump won. Just get over it and do something. The world didn't stop spinning. Okay, we still have UFOs, we still have NHIs, we still have somebody, good, bad, or indifferent, and we got to be willing to talk about all that, right? Is still there, and they're still keeping themselves pretty much a secret. Why is that? Don't you want to know? Don't you want to at least know what our theories are as a government? Don't you want to know what our plans are? Because we have plans. That's the job of the military. The Pentagon's job is to draw up plans for all contingencies. Anything that might go wrong, anything that might necessitate a military response. And guess what? If you have superior air, water, transdimensional, whatever craft of every size and shape, and that can blow the doors off everything we ever made, we can't compete with that. Can we? Isn't that, you need to defend against that potentially? Even if you think they're friendly, they could be lying. Right? I mean, military has to be in on that. So I think that's part of this. Okay. But it still has to come out. It's been too darn long. You're stealing billions of dollars. You're committing illegal acts. You're anti-constitutional. You set up your own unelected government, and they don't care about elections, by the way. The folks holding the UFO secrets, and the MJ-12 or whatever you want to call them, that group is not, they refer to elections as temporary employees. Even presidents, even senators, they don't care. Because they are not leaving. They are not spilling the beans. They are going to be made to. That means whistleblowing. That means, hey, wait, I've worked in this. I work for these guys. I'm in it. Maybe I'm one of them. And I know it's wrong. Immoral. It's illegal. Maybe even it's evil. And I have to say something. I have to tell the world. Even if it has negative consequences for me and my family. Yes, you should. Do the right thing. So that's where we're at. So there is more than enough time. Don't give up on Joe Biden spilling the beans, because he might. Hey, he might just, it might just slip out. He's coming on. Oh my gosh, he'll be on in a few minutes, actually. Right now it's 10:52 a.m. He's due to arrive at 11 a.m. Do some address to the nation. Guess we should get off by then, just in case. Don't want to miss anything. I kind of don't think it's going to happen today, but the point is, it could. He could go off script. Even if it's not in the script, right? He can still do it. And it still counts. So don't give up on that. We still got through January with the Democrats in the Senate in control and the Democrats in the White House in control. So think in that way. Act in that way. See you next Wednesday. So before we podcast again, and I'll try. I could see how it goes. Maybe give a little mini video updates as the trip progresses on Twitter or X. Perhaps that's probably the easiest way. Anyway, we'll think of something. So let's get to questions if we have any. Or concerns or whatnot. Brother Mokul, who's not an American, says that doesn't mean anything. It just telling you, it does not see much of I do not see much of a difference between Republicans and Democrats now. Both are for abortion. That's correct. And homosexuality, basically, including same-sex marriage. Now, that's true. Republicans are only against transgenderism for now. That's true. And most Democrats are, by the way. That's one of the lessons I think that's going to come out of this election, is that they went too far on that. The extreme left went too far. L.A. Marzulli, he's a Christian, but a UFO guy from decades now. He's been in the game for half a quarter century, probably, right? Over 20 years for sure. L.A. Marzulli claims that UFOs are fallen angels, and that rape occurs frequently during UFO abductions, reminiscent of the sons of man, daughters of, or you mean sons of God, right? Daughters of man, Genesis 6. I'm guessing he means the occupants of the UFOs are fallen angels. And sexual assault is a thing that if you believe that abductions occur, yes, rape, male and female, by the way, not just women. Sexual assault and rape is happening. Yes. And again, people have opinions. I'm not dismissing much of anything, but we need more info. L.A. Marzulli does not know that. He's speculating. Marzulli also claims that there are modern day 21st century Nephilim. Yes, I don't. That's a hard case to make. That live amongst us than being created from rape human women during alien abductions. I mean, that's much harder I need evidence. Okay, I know claims, but I need something here. That the Nephilim were physically giant. Physically giant. Right? Like way bigger than normal people and stronger than normal people and made themselves famous. The Bible says men of renown into gods, basically. So I don't, that's a totally different scenario than what that would be the suggestion of Marzulli there. And I'm not blaming him. I believe something like that is what he believes, but we're the giants. I have all Marzulli's DVDs. There you go. So Taryn can double check all this stuff. And feel free, by the way, if you're on vacation, if you're on vacay, feel free to do that and report back. I'd love that actually to get an executive summary, like, okay, this is the deal. Give me a 1-pager. These are the belief systems, and maybe something has changed since DVDs came out, and maybe they didn't. But this is basically it. It'd be pretty cool. I have had relatives that are about 7 feet tall. Wow, NBA players. They are not Nephilim. That's true. That's true. Well, we hope not. No. South American giant skulls have features with anomalies that aren't human. Yeah, there's lots of skeletal remains for sure. Now that's more like evidence. That's more like it. You could DVD. I still got a DVD player. We can do that if you like. It involve me actually spending time though. For someone else spends time. No, that's cool, man. Whatever. Bond servant is vertically challenged, yes. And that's okay. God made you that way. Okay. So Taryn is a small business owner, and she has excellent does excellent work with B&Bs. So she has multiple locations, and some things have some tech and some don't. Anyway, if you're up her way, you can send her a private message. She will hook you up, I'm sure. Okay. I think that's about all I want to say about this. So let's stay on it. Okay. It's fun to speculate, right? It's fun to read stuff and watch DVDs. All for it. We should still do that. But at a certain point, if you know something's going on, even if you know all the details, or you don't get the whole story straight exactly, that's all right. But we know something's going on. And so to reveal what it is and what we know as a nation and a world needs to happen. Then collectively we can decide what to do about it. And we don't need 12 people or whatever it is deciding what can be said and not, and spent on and not. And people can have the right to know. We're going to determine what your rights are. That's not how it works. We all can know, and then we all can decide. So again, don't sit this one out. Okay, and of course we join in the prayer that there's no unrest during this transition. kind of don't think there will be. I'm not feeling that, which is great. So let's stay about it. Okay, stay on it. Don't give up. Don't just leave yourself to watching something happen on TV. Do something, even if you're in India. Petition the Indian government. What are they doing about this? Do you see what's going on in the United States? Are we going to let them do all the good work and make all the pronouncements? What do you know, India? What do you know, Modi? What are you hiding? There's incidents in India, I promise you. Do UFOs appear in a snowstorm? Why not? I don't know. Why not? Why wouldn't they? See, they're what we call transmedium, right? No matter what condition, they've been thunderstorms for sure, right? Volcanoes. I don't think they'll be affected by that. Why not? Might be harder to see them though. Anyways, all right, guys. So keep it up. Don't give up on this lame duck. Period. Pressure Biden. Pressure the Chuck Schumer, the Democratic leaders. Especially if they're in your district, and these UAP caucus members in the House for next week, all that. If you live there, find out who they are, get the list, and follow up with them. Pressure them, okay? That's your job. And if you can make it on Wednesday to DC, I'll see you there. All right, guys, till next time, this is Christopher Manti for Wings of the Eagle and the Unsealed podcast. Please, not only can we use your support, we need it, because eventually we won't be here anymore. Because we'll run out and it's getting close. So please, if you can give something, please do today. wingsoftheeagle.com/donate. And even if you can't, please just share this to all your friends and your networks. That opens up the possibilities. Okay. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Till next time. I was going to say, watch the skies, but watch everything, right? Have discernment. Open your eyes. Bye.